LVMH just out with earnings, and the results showed that while the Chinese economy overall slowing, the high-end consumer there still spending. Robert Frank has the numbers. Hey, Robert.
Hey, John. Well, LVMH reporting 17% sales growth in the quarter, but warning signs flashing here in the U.S. with sales in America falling 1%. CFO Jean-Jacques Guyonet saying the aspirational consumer in the U.S. is, quote, not shopping the way they used to. This is showing up especially in cognac and spirit sales, but also in leather goods and jewelry. He said it's the entry-level items that are falling, while the very high-price goods that are basically for the wealthy, they are still performing well. There was one caveat, and I highlighted some of this last week. That was Americans who are shopping in Europe, thereby cannibalizing some sales here in the U.S. European sales were up 18% in the quarter. They said about half that came from tourists, and most of those tourists were American. The one bright spot in all of this was China. Despite fears of a slowing economy there, the Chinese wealthy, as you mentioned, are still spending strong. Sales in Asia, ex-Japan, were up 34%. Especially strong were sales of leather goods and jewelry. Now, LVMH also hit with higher expenses, especially from that blowout Pharrell Williams fashion show back in June. The company didn't break out the cost of that, but cited, quote, one-off promotional expenses that put a lot of pressure on margins. Luxury stocks have been under pressure since Richemont cited its slowdown in the U.S. last week, and you can expect more pressure on these stocks tomorrow morning when they open, because again, John, China was an upside surprise, but the U.S. has been such a powerful engine of growth for these companies, and now pretty suddenly they're seeing that aspirational consumer drop out.
Well, Robert, I'm going to try to connect some dots. I don't know if they deserve to be connected, but give me your thoughts. We just had the Alaska Air CEO here on Overtime talking about international travel being particularly strong. That hurt him a bit. High-end consumers are doing that. But he said he expects that to rebalance in September. Does that hurt the likes of LVMH, who have been benefiting from those U.S. travelers going over to Europe, if, in fact, in September, they're more staying home? Or is this such a high-end customer that LVMH has that they're still taking their ski trips in the winter in the Alps?
Well, if those high-end consumers come back to the U.S. in September and start buying more of their luxury here rather than Europe, which they're doing this summer, that will help their earnings and sales in the U.S. But the big question is what happens to that aspirational community. People think about luxury as the wealthy. In fact, the bread and butter for luxury companies is that aspirational upper middle income consumer that splurges when they're flush with cash. They're not flush with cash right now. They're not spending. So I think even if you get those wealthy people coming back to the U.S. and even spending, it's not going to make up for that aspirational consumer that's very quickly dropped out of spending.
You know what's going to happen to that aspirational consumer? Student loans. That's what's going to happen. So we'll see what they're still going to spend money on after the fall. Robert, thanks.